give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now.
What's up, y'all? Jeez. Uncle Shady at the mic. I want to shout out to everyone who hits me up that asked me to do these videos. After a while, it's been a long time no see everyone. I know I've been here and there's been some silliness about. What's up, Midnight Captain? Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. Shockingly, a lot of you don't subscribe to my channel. So yeah, I made one of those things, and it turned out to be really emo, and everyone left nice comments. Thanks to everyone who left nice comments. I'm probably gonna make another one that's about the 90s. Might be kind of funny. Anyway, so I guess we're watching a new Hollywood Undead video. I haven't watched it yet because I know you guys like watching me react to it. Sup, Ruben? Sup, boy? Yeah, so here we go. Without further ado, I got myself some licorice. Next best thing to popcorn. What's up, Benjamin? Let's do this. What the? Wait a minute here. That's Slayer. That's pretty funny. Still using Shady Jeff's tricks, huh? With the old Crazy Train intro. So that's funny. So Slayer, they probably paid Slayer 20 grand to use the Rain in Blood lick. Let's get back to this. I'm watching Extreme Undead's version of the video. Shout out to Extreme Undead for backing those boys up all those years. 538,000 subscribers, bro. Why don't you fucking send me a shout out or something? It's time to pay you. Is this a Slayer cover? I hope it's not as bad as the Motley Crue cover they did. Holy cow. That was really, really bad. Hi, Parker. Miss you too. That's a lot of talking about penises in the first verse of the song. Wowza. Oh, wait, what happened? What did I do? What the hell did I do? It's like half of a Slayer song. But they probably didn't pay Dave Lombardo for those drum beats. Okay, it's time to pay up. The bank collecting the loans. You drones waiting till I pave the way. You claiming the throne. Okay, so I guess who is that? Is that Jarrell? Jarrell's the bank when he's been giving out loans. Without me, wouldn't be no NF or Malone. Who's NF, you guys? Can someone tell me who NF is? And is he saying Post Malone or like Carl Malone? Interesting. NF. Who would NF be? So bang your fucking head. It's very, very stereotypical Hollywood Undead sounding song. NF is a rapper like a Walmart Eminem. Oh, okay. Post Malone, I think is a pretty cool dude. I don't have a problem with him or his music. Would there not be Post Malone if there wasn't Hollywood Undead? I don't know about that. Jarrell, that's stretching things a bit, but maybe. Break your fucking neck. I keep it undead. I guess you can make an argument that Limp Bizkit, without Limp Bizkit, there wouldn't be a Post Malone. Oh, Gino, Drain. Yeah, Drain's freaking awesome. We're going to see Drain in Santa Cruz, where I'm from. They're playing at a place called the the Quarry, and I believe there's still tickets. If anyone's in NorCal, you can go to that show and we can mosh together. Drain is one of the coolest bands in the world. Sammy, the singer of Drain, is one of the nicest, coolest guys. You guys definitely should see them. You should definitely see Drain. Yeah, so Drain, they're like thrash metal. We play, Drain is from Santa Cruz, right? I'm from Santa Cruz. I was way into hardcore and metal and like did concerts and stuff. I promoted concerts in Santa Cruz in the 90s. That's how old I am. And Drain is like the younger generation of what I was doing. You know, they're like hardcore kids in Santa Cruz, and they're huge. But Drain is awesome. Yeah, feel the pressure. They're one of the best live bands ever too. I have a couple videos of theirs from their last show, and I got to go to a pretty cool Drain show at Epitaph Records in Hollywood. And yeah, Knock Loose is cool. And Sammy, the singer of Drain, walked right up to me because I was wearing an 831 Santa Cruz shirt, and he was like, "Whoa, dude, who's this?" And I'm like, "Dude, you know, we grew up in the same neighborhood." Definitely check out Drain. They kind of sound like Pantera, but they are scene kids, came from hardcore music. Drain is pretty much hardcore music. They're in the hardcore scene. That's where all the emo hair and all this stuff came from, was 90s hardcore kids. Yeah. But yeah, Knock Loose is cool. They're pretty, they're kind of a little generic for my taste. The guys from Drain, Mushu, were also in a band called Gulch that's like the sickest band from NorCal ever. A lot crazier than Drain. Not quite as fun, but definitely go see Drain. Check out their band. Both their albums are great. They have a song called California Cursed that's all about California. That's pretty awesome. But great guys, Drain. Pantera's Peak. Yeah, Shady, you should check out this power duo Sauce. Okay, we'll watch them after we watch some of this stuff. Oh, we gotta get back to HU. So bang your fucking head, break your fucking neck. I keep it undead. Ask the big homie Tech. Oh God, this stuff's so bad. Sick one. This, they're like paying, the lyrics are like paying homage to themselves and to like collaborations they've had. But these collaborations, they're kind of like what bands that are dying do to try and stay relevant. They do collaborations with Limp Bizkit or whoever, other bands that are also dying bands. They need to stay relevant. Tech Nine's cool, but it's just like, it's kind of funny. Like, come up with some different stuff to talk about, you guys. Like, don't be so generic. This is very Hollywood Undead, very run of the mill Hollywood Undead. Is that Jarrell still? Yeah, Jarrell stuff's cool. Me and him should do a track together. By the way, if you guys want to see us interview each other, you want to see him, Uncle Shady and J Dog do a podcast together, hit that guy up. Hit him up and tell him to look at his Instagram for once. Are they still putting out an album? Putting out albums. Lyrics are very cheesy. That's one thing with HU is known for. Yeah. It's unfortunate. It didn't have to be cheesy. It wasn't meant to be cheesy in the beginning. But I know I've said it before, and I'll say it now. I wanted to do Suicide Boys before there was a Suicide Boy. Holy crap. Shady Jeff in this band? Yeah, Suicide Boys. They're so sick. It's like I said, it's exactly what I wanted Hollywood Undead to be. Just the emo rapper, freaking whatever. But yeah, whatever happened. So the chorus, one by one they fall. When the writing's on the wall, it's tragedy. Can you see? You can't be me, but you can be them, but you can't be me. One by one they fall. When the writing's on the wall, it's a tragedy. Can you see? You can see them. I'm trying to still figure out what they're actually talking about, or if there's like an actual message, or if it's just a bunch of words put together. This part's sick. That's better. Was the Slayer riff in the first verse? How weird. I don't remember hearing that, but now it's definitely, the music's better now. Danny's definitely better than Deuce. Yeah, I agree. You don't think Scrim's making all those beats and doing all that shit? I mean, when you are a popular rapper, you got a lot of people around you sending you their beats, and what musicians will do, they will hire people as ghostwriters, or they will buy tracks off them. It's not easy to write really good stuff all the time. So, if you get a record label to sign you, they're going to have people write for you. And you're going to look at people's written stuff. musicians rarely write their own stuff. But yeah, I didn't hear. I mean, the song started with the Slayer riff, but I didn't hear it in the verse. The first verse, the second verse, it's in it, and George, right? Yeah, George. I like George's pissed off heavy metal vocals. I'm glad he ran with that over the years. It's just hard for him to do live. Like the double bass, you know, you guys know the double bass was my idea with Deuce. Like they're still doing the double bass. It's just funny looking at it from me. They're like still kind of running with the same few things we started with, and it's been like 20 years or something, and they're still kind of doing the same formula, which I get it. You guys, it's familiar, but I would have just thought they would have developed into something else by now.
But we're the ones you need when we're whistling past the graveyard. You're undead or enemy, so we check the opposition cause of
Hold on.
Can't you see? You can be but you can't be me. We're not the ones you wanted, but we're the ones you need when we're whistling past the graveyard. You're undead or enemy, so we check the opposition cause of smile when they sticking. Betrayal by incision, no redemption for these bitches. Don't know why we even bother. Send their sheep straight to the slaughter. Holy water, holy father, turn our enemies to murder.
This song's sick. You're right, this is a dope song. But it's a Slayer song. It's like Slayer made this song sick. I like the Slayer part of this song. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, this is a sick HU song when it's the Slayer part, the double bass, the Slayer riff. It's pretty funny.
Fire just so we can watch it burn.
All right, let's hear this one more time.
We're not the ones you wanted, but we're the ones you need when we're whistling past
It's far better than the Motley Crue cover they did, at least. Thank God. I mean, how can you mess up more sheep to slaughter, George? Enough sheep have been slaughtered. Nothing needs to be slaughtered anymore. Okay. Jordan's part was pretty cool. He just kind of sounded like he sounded kind of girly in the beginning. That was funny. The lisp, the lisp. Uh, I forgot about the lisp. Dylan sounds really funny. Oh. It's like even the format of the song with the scream at the end. That's like what we did in the beginning. You know, it's super funny. But I don't know. It's a pretty good song. You know, if it was that good and they didn't cover Slayer all the way through it, I would have been really impressed. But they took the best metal song of all time and put it in their song. Of course, it's going to sound good. Yes, Funny Man's verse is pretty funny. Coachella. No, I've never been to Coachella. I've had many opportunities. I do not like big festivals, especially big festivals that cost $3,000 that have very few bands that I want to see. Yeah, like Aftershock last year was actually worth going to, but this year it totally sucks. Like there was like so many good bands on the one last year, and for some reason this year is just kind of whack. I think even Hollywood Undead played last year at Aftershock. Jeffree Star was at Aftershock. Pretty funny. So someone was saying that Deuce had a new song. Does anybody know anything about that? Does that ring a bell for anyone? Let's see. Let's do a little searching, everybody. Share screen. Wait, I don't have anything up yet. Didn't the Misfits play there last year? I possibly, but like everyone played last year. I think Drain played. It was pretty good last year. Is it just J-Dog's a tall blonde? Oh, wait, we have to talk about that. Didn't someone ask Jarrell if he was a tall blonde? And he said he was a tall blonde or something like that? Oh. J-Dog is a tall blonde. I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it, motherfucker. Okay, looking for new Deuce. Is it just AI slop that someone put together of Deuce? Or is it something that he actually like collabed with? Deuce. I'll just look up Deuce's name. Deuce. Deuce. We'll go to filter. We'll go to this year. See if any Deuce. What the hell? Oh, hey, what's this? Let's see this. Let's watch this, boy.
I don't know if we should be talking about this.
I don't know.
Today we're going to chat about one of my favorite rapper/singers that I've been listening to since about 10
I ain't buying it.
And unfortunately, it's a really, really sad story, but it's very, very interesting. Today we
ain't
talk about
buying
what
it.
the fuck
I ain't
happened
buying
to
that
Deuce.
story.
I am Dracula.
Now, I know most people that are going to be watching this video are either Deuce fans or fans of his previous band, Hollywood Undead. But I'm just going to, before we get into the real sticky shit, I'll do like a brief background. Deuce was a part of a band from California called Hollywood Undead, and they kind of shot the stardom around the MySpace days, putting their music on MySpace, and eventually they had problems with labels trying to get their album out. And anyway, they signed a major deal and got their debut album Swan.
I don't know who those guys are. They're just using pictures of me. I ain't buying it. Those guys, I've never met those guys. Never met Hollywood Undead. I've never met Shady Jeff. Those guys just use my pictures. Deuce is a tall blonde. I ain't buying it.
Songs released, and there is a lot of proof that it was Deuce who pretty much wrote all the lyrics, done all the music. So it was this.
No,
that album was pretty much his.
That's not true. He did most of the music, but he didn't write all the lyrics. That's for sure.
Like with a lot of bands, internal beefs happen, and Deuce end up getting kicked out, or maybe just his stories that he left himself. But we're not gonna badger too much on about the Hollywood Undead beef with Deuce, because there's been a lot of
chains.
There's been a lot of evidence online that
a lot of chains
Deuce and Hollywood Undead were major Scientologists. And there's little clues throughout the video. I'm going to be putting pictures up of proof that that maybe Hollywood Undead was a whole Scientology fucking freak show.
Oh, I'm so glad I told you all that they were Scientologists so long ago. Or else you probably wouldn't know to this day, because they don't like telling people about stuff. Have you heard Jimmy Yuma's Deuce track yet? I ain't buying it. What else did he say? Was it just Drell's a tall blonde? Did you hear the Jimmy Yuma Deuce track? I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it. You know, Jimmy Yuma diss track? I ain't buying it. Yeah, everyone wrote their own stuff. And everyone helped Aaron with the music. He definitely wasn't doing it all by himself. He did the majority of it, but we helped him. I helped him quite a bit with the first 10 songs. Did you hear about Jimmy Yuma's diss track he did, or J-Dog did on me? Yeah. I ain't buying it, though. Even the Americans don't give a fuck. Find new content. Even us Americans. Find new content? Okay, well, what should I look at? Slappy 6 bad news. Tell me a link to watch. I'll watch. I'll react to anything.
But we're going to get into it. But anyway, Deuce, after he left...
This guy's accent is thicky. There was a podcast with HU with Jelly Roll's wife. They explained the whole jumping situation. They said they actually did do it. And Johnny Three Tears says that Deuce accused him of having an AK-47 during the whole thing. No, I was the one with the AK-47. No, they never jumped him, because I saw them after they kicked him out. They didn't tell me anything about jumping him. And there were a lot of stories being told. Did we watch the Jeffree Star videos last time I was on here? Jeffree Star talking about HU and how he got into music through us. But anyway, Johnny Three Tears said Deuce accused him of having an AK-47. No, the gun stuff was between me and Deuce, not Johnny Three Tears and Deuce. These guys are still trying to change the story about what happened back in the day and deny that Shady Jeff was ever in the band. The gun stuff was, George never had an AK. I was the gun guy. Those guys didn't have any guns. You think I sold them all? Shit. So, yeah, no, he didn't. No one had an AK-47. Those guys are, yes, very much Scientologists.
Slash got kicked out of
Scientology shit show.
Had a bit of a solo career stint. Releasing an album in 2011, 2012, maybe. 9 Lives. And
9 Lives.
It was like a continuation from Swan Songs. It was very hip-hop orientated with the odd bit
One
of guitar
songs.
work, so it kind of had that rock edge to it. And
I have
as
talked to
far as I
Danny a
know,
couple
the album
times.
done fairly well for a debut album for a smaller artist like Deuce.
I've talked to Danny a couple times. He used to hang out in the Hollywood scene, or he was like in the emo scene.
Not to the pedigree of what Swan Song's done with the previous band, but still, the music was great, and he was on tour with a lot of big names. Like that's what's good about Hollywood Undead and the likes of Deuce. They're not full
Yes,
blown
I've
hip
met
hop
him
artists, but
twice.
they're not rock bands either. So when they went on tour, especially Deuce, like he could collaborate with rappers. You can go on tour with rock bands and metal bands, you know. So after the release of Nine Lives,
apparently Johnny had to file a lawsuit that he wasn't there that day. I know, well, because they kicked him out because he didn't show up to tour, and he wanted to have an assistant and like all this stuff. He like wanted to bring his girlfriend and have an assistant and like all these things. Danny's from IE. I think he's from Victorville, or I can't think of it. It's like high desert, inland from LA, kind of south. I had a buddy that grew up within. I'm trying to remember what city it was, but yeah, like desert folk, like Corn's desert folk from Bakersfield. Desert people. Lots of methamphetamine influence.
did have a couple of years of going on big major tours and headline festivals.
Couple of years
maybe
ago.
not
It was
headlining
longer
festivals,
than a
but
couple
he
years
was
ago,
on
bro.
the festival circuits and all this types of over in America. And I'm not sure if he ever
That was like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, bro.
made it to Europe. But yeah, that was all good. And then on Instagram at the time, I think it was maybe about 2013, 14. I remember this.
Is this Conor McGregor?
Snippets of his new music for maybe a second album, and it sounded amazing. A lot more rock style than his previous work. A lot more like proper rock guitars, drums, and screaming and all. Like I was really, really excited for that.
It wasn't rock. It was like screamo metalcore, but like commercial, like not as heavy as you have bands these days. Like someone mentioned earlier, a couple metal bands. What are they called? Knock Loose. Like Knock Loose, they're like really heavy. You couldn't get away with being really heavy back in the day, but you could have like kind of heavy guitars and melodic hardcore and double bass and stuff like that, which I would say Deuce's, that second album, was like definitely like kind of a poppy metalcore album. I think I'm gonna cover one of those songs one of these days. Be hilarious.
And I don't know, just year or two went by, and
year or two went by.
Didn't really hear much of him, and then
what does this good look like?
He played a big concert over in Moscow.
Where do you think Deuce got his style from?
He has a big fan base over there. Other than that, there wasn't really a lot of news or movement about new music. And again, a couple of years went by. There was nothing really going on the Instagram or in the Deuce world. Hollywood Undead were continuing to make new music with their new singer, Danny. And their music kind of just went a different direction, so you could kind of tell.
I don't really think so, because we were already doing music that was, I mean, we had, you know, like Knife Called Lust, and we had like, you know, Charlie Weenie's Got a Big Old Weenie, or whatever that song is. So there was already a mix, and I could have probably lived with it, but it was like it was disappointing because I wanted it to be a little bit more serious, and those guys just wanted to goof around. Goofy boys.
What Deuce wanted to do with the band and what they didn't want to do with the
Douche.
band. Until now, I forget the exact year. It might have been 2014, 2015. And see, Deuce has a real solid fan base online. there's a subreddit, and there was a pretty popular at the time. It's kind of dead now, but like there's a pretty popular Facebook group at the time, ran by one of his friends, I think it was, and she basically was promoting a new song that Deuce was releasing called Invincible. And you could, but at the time I could tell there was something up. Like this didn't look like an official label release. This looked like he was just throwing a song up online. It looks like that it was a girl that was helping promote this song. It looked like she done the artwork herself. It was real, not hating, but it was real basic kind of style. Like they were hyping it up as a big song, as a return to form for Deuce. And the song was called Invincible. And skip forward a little bit, the song came out and it was a pretty solid song. I do like that Invincible song. And I think it might have been actually 2015, thinking of it, because the album then, he did have an album there.
Yeah, didn't Brian Stars end up being a weirdo? Oh, like he started a band and like dressed like a weirdo and was like trying to hang out with teenagers and shit. Yeah, I remember hearing something.
And he basically leaked his own album. So he was obviously having label troubles for a couple of years, and he said fuck you to them and went ahead and released the album himself independently through his friend she was dropping songs and snippets, and then the whole album came out, and it blew me away, this album. You could tell it wasn't fully mastered or properly mixed, but this album was fucking really good, and it shows you what Deuce was getting up to the last couple of years. But still, there was a weird kind of, what the fuck is going on here? Why is this not being released officially by the label? So if we're going to go back a little bit, Deuce has always had label problems, and I'm not sure if that's down to his personality or did he just really get unlucky. But he's had a lot of trouble with labels, especially back with Hollywood Undead.
It was his personality.
That first album, Swan Songs, he spent a good couple.
When we first got big, we were pretty rowdy, and like the band, all the labels loved it. They're like, oh, you guys are so rock and roll. So that like got to everyone's heads. They're like, oh, we could just act crazy all the fucking time and be really like loud and boisterous. These like, like 80s hair metal rock star style thing. But it gets old after a while, and your labels won't put up with it for that long.
Years trying to get that released fully,
especially if you're not making money for them,
being altered or lyrics getting taken out and songs getting taken out. So these boys have had horrible luck with labels. But the things were going by, and there was more evidence coming online about how they were in Scientology. There was a past member of the band called Shady Jeff, and he went on a rampage for a couple of months, basically reviewing and reacting to Hollywood Undead's music and Deuce music. And he was in the band from the very start, and
I wasn't expecting that.
He kind of exposed a lot about these people. And
did I?
Yeah, he pretty much confirmed that they were hardcore Scientologists.
Oh yeah.
Now there is records online. I don't really know how Scientology goes, but the certs online where everyone's with the band members' names on it that you can see for proof. And like I said, I'll be putting pictures up. Deuce has like one of his photo shoots. You can actually see him wearing a Church of Scientology bracelet that all the members have. So it's pretty confirmed that he's a Scientologist. And it kind of makes me think, was the whole Hollywood Undead, Deuce, 9 Lives thing just a whole Scientology freak show? Because once I get more into it, it's going to start to make a lot more sense. And
well, they they got rid of me because I wasn't a Scientologist. So yeah, it was a huge, weird, creepy Scientology thing. Scientology stays in business because they require their members to give them the majority of the money they make, especially if you're a celebrity or a musician or an actor or something. That's why they're so popular. That's why Scientology is so popular in Hollywood. So yeah, I mean, it did end up being a weird Scientology thing. Unfortunately.
A person I need to mention, I don't know her full name, but she does go by bloopers, I think, on Reddit, and she claims that she was a past ex-girlfriend of Deuce, so she's seen a lot, and that's how we
Poor
things
girl.
like that is like how we know how much Deuce done for Hollywood Undead back in the day, and yeah, she's like I'm not
Oh
sure.
my God, what is this music video? Oh my Jesus. Yes, correct. Scientology and all organized religion is terrifying and wrong. Yes. Anyone telling you to worship something else or something in the sky or you know, like another person, you got to get out of there. It's not good stuff. You control your own life. You don't have to learn how to be a good person by being religious. You can just use empathy and common sense and your gut. Do not steal from people. Golden rule. It's very easy. You don't need religion for that. You don't need to give half your paycheck to some weird cult.
How credible a lot of stuff that she says, but she has kind of filled in a lot of the gaps for the fan base of this fucking hardcore community. Like, because honestly, God, this is why I'm making a video on this, because I haven't really seen a full blown podcast or video explaining exactly what happened, and I'm not even going to be able to. I'm not even going to be able to get into everything on this podcast.
You gotta
There is some
watch my
stuff I'm gonna
videos,
have to
bro.
leave out and maybe do it at a later date when I understand it a bit more. But it's looking like maybe Scientology fucked Deuce and his career over the years. Going into the 2020s, there's been mugshots of Deuce, so he's obviously been getting arrested.
Mugshots.
And again, we don't really know. Like, it'll say assault or whatever, but that's very vague. You're not really. You don't.
Religions and cults do not save you. They just take from you. And so, yeah, in a way, if you're expecting a religion to take care of you, yeah, it's not going to. Correct. AC 3 tiers. Yep. You got to look out for the grifters. Anyone selling something or anyone telling you that they've got it all figured out and you just got to come and, you know, get out of there. Sketchy. There's no Santa Claus in the sky. Santa Claus God. No bearded guy in the clouds that you need to change your behavior for.
You're not really sure what he done or what happened. And there was an interview that was released online from a Russian website. I think it's called VK, and they have a Deuce page over there. And for some reason, these Russians get a lot of information. And one of them actually ended up interviewing Deuce's mother, and she kind of told a little bit that he was getting in trouble with the law. He's writing music with his father, this and that, you know. So,
His
like,
father,
and he, like,
what?
He doesn't really sound well. Like what Deuce is doing right now is basically selling himself for these features that he does with fans, and he definitely records his verse and his cut and his hooks, whatever he does for the fan, over the phone. And do you know what I mean? There's been things pointing out basically now that he's homeless. You don't know if he's still in Los Angeles. Is he in Oregon that he proclaimed a couple of years ago that he was staying in? We don't know. But yes, so it's basically looking like Scientology might have fucked with his career. And this one now is coming from his ex-girlfriend. That she thinks he might have limed his.
Scientology won't ruin your career. They want you to go make money because then you give the money to them. It doesn't make sense that it's not the opposite. I mean, you can definitely get like kicked out of the church or rejected by the church. But the Scientology doesn't have that much power over, I mean, unless he got like a Scientology record label and they like, I don't know. Deuce could be huge right now. If he had held it together and played his cards right, he could be huge. But he decided to no longer pursue the career. he decided to just go live on the streets. And some people do that. You know, it's not what sane people do. It's the dude's a handful. Dude was a handful when I knew him, and he got a lot worse.
Disease. And if we know anything about Scientology don't really like doctors or the healthcare systems that are currently very popular and the norm in the world. You do shit.
Why do you have such a shitty old RV?
The wrong way. I've been actually looking more into Scientology the last while, and some of the stuff is actually quite scary. It is quite fucking scary. But yeah,
quite fucking scary.
Maybe that's why Deuce's career is just fucked now, because he's sick from Lyme disease. He's not bringing in any money to the church.
Lyme disease.
So the church basically said, "Fuck you and your music career." And most of the connections.
Did he say Lyme's disease?
Deuce had were Scientologists. You know, I'm pretty sure if we look into it even more, I think the truth, Belay, a lot of these people were Scientologists at least at one stage in their life. You know, it's scary to think, because Deuce has a solid fan base. If he just got himself some studio equipment, he could get back out there.
Bro, I hit him up. I hit up Deuce, and I was all, hey, you know, you got a lot of people willing to support you, especially if you start putting out music, you know, like, what's the problem, bro? Like, let's do something. And he didn't respond. And then someone asked him why he didn't respond, and he said, "'Cause I'm 9 lives." The guy did say Lyme's disease, right? I didn't know Aaron had Lyme's disease. That's rough. That would make a lot of sense. Because I believe Lyme's disease can trigger autoimmune diseases and all kinds of stuff that lead into having mental health problems. But Deuce was, it must have been a long time ago, because he was pretty crazy when I knew him.
And
damn, this is a long video.
Into that fucking fan base.
Fucking fan base.
It doesn't take much. Like, there's a lot of artists and rappers nowadays that are just making music in that bedroom, like Juice WRLD, XXX, and all. Like, rest in peace. But like them boys.
Why are you picking all these dead guys?
Made music very cheaply, and were brought to fame by them cheap made songs. It's very possible. Deuce, if you're listening to this, man, just fucking do it. Stop taking money off people. Please stop taking money off people and sort yourself out, man. Sort yourself out, because you don't need this. Fucking 10 years ago, man, you almost had the world in your hand. Like, Deuce's music.
A couple of years ago, I bought a song off Deuce. I have his, you know, I have all the sound pieces on my computer. I could put a song together. $35. Anyone can do it. I even told him when I sent him the message, I'm all, bro, at least charge $300 or something. You know? Come on. $30.
I've been listening to Deuce probably since I'm about 11 or 12, and my older sister put me onto Hollywood Undead. This was before the official album Swan Songs came out. I was listening to them. MySpace songs all the way back then.
That's right.
I always tapped in and out of Hollywood Undead throughout the years.
That's how real you.
When I got a little bit older and I realized Deuce got kicked out, that's when I kind of started being more of a Deuce fan. I'm a huge Deuce fan. A lot of Deuce fucking great, especially. But so we're going back on to the leaked album. So yeah, there's nothing but silence from Deuce and the label for years.
Silence.
And then out of nowhere, I think this is 2017 now, so good 2 or 3 years after that leak came out of Invincible. It was finally getting an official release from his label. Now, he was signed to a label called 11-7 Music, and that's what his 4 solo album came out on. So the official release of Invincible came out on Better Noise, which basically, I think it's like an offshoot of 11-7 Music. It doesn't really make much odds anyway. It was like a smaller label that released the official release of Invincible. and there was posts and sneak peeks of an official video, a music video of a song, Here I Come. So at that time, I was thinking, oh, fuck yes, like this is fucking it. I don't know what was going on the last couple of years, but now Deuce is back. This is great. The video comes out and he's not actually in the video. Again, a lot of you people that are watching this knows how that music video goes. There's two girls in a car. They're driving down some sort of motorway, highway road. Deuce is nowhere to be seen in the video. And that was the only video that we got from that official release of Invincible. And there was songs taken from the leaked version of it. So when the official release came out, there was like, I think there was like 3 or 4 new songs added. And from what I've been told, the label told Deuce to go back and record a couple of newer tracks and make them a little bit more hip hop orientated. Because if it's the one thing I can say about the official, the leaked version of Invincible, it's a little bit the same. All the songs, they're hard rock, like solo, screaming, rapping. There's not a lot of variety there compared to his first album. So when the official release of Invincible came out, some of the tracks were taken off and he added in these new hip hop songs. And Deuce just sounded so fucking bored and kind of sad and depressed in these new songs. A lot of fans will know what I'm talking about. Even that song, Here I Come, the chorus is great in that one, but it just doesn't sound himself.
Yeah. You could learn all that by watching my podcast. Jimmy Yuma. Jimmy Yuma. Deuce track. Jesus. Good Lord, man. Pink tape. What is this? What is this nonsense?
Video is expensive.
That's cool. Yeah, so you guys got like a Cubase, or what do you have? Like,
Oopsie daisy. I just pushed the wrong button. Sorry. You guys have anything else you want me to watch? What happened with what's his butt who's yapping at me? Need new content? Nothing else? Nothing else you want me to watch? Go ahead, AC 3 tiers. Any questions? AMA, bro. Shoot. Woo! Get back. I feel like there were a couple things. There were a couple things, weren't there? Or was it just that? What's the question, AC? You're leaving me hanging. Have you read anything about the shit in Lebanon, Palestine? Yeah, of course. That's actually a good subject. War is never the answer. Anyone taking sides in what's happening in Iran and Palestine and Kuwait and Lebanon, it's all bad stuff. There's no side that is good. War is never the answer. War is rich adults throwing temper tantrums and killing millions of people. You live in Lebanon. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, but here in the US, everyone's been brainwashed into picking a side. It's pretty terrible. You should be anti-war. You should be a peace advocate. You should not choose a side and act like you know what's going on, because what you see on the news and what you hear on the internet is it's called propaganda, and it's pretty much all bullshit. It's all lies to convince you to take a side. Yeah, it's pretty awful. You know, it's just there's a certain agenda out there by rich people, and they don't care about how many people they kill to get it. Yes, Western news is appalling. Trust me, I know. Any new or up and coming bands or artists you looking at? Let me look at my Spotify. Spotify. Is that Spotify? Nope, that's Skype. Hold on a sec. What kind of music are you into, Midnight Captain? Have you gotten into hardcore music yet? Because hardcore music is a lot of fun, and there are a lot of great bands in that genre. Yeah, like I was talking about earlier, that band Drain is really good. Turnstile is amazing. If you can see Turnstile, if you go to any show this year, go see Turnstile and or Drain. They're awesome bands. I'm trying to think of new artists. If my wife was here, she'd have lots of bands. But yeah, there's a lot of bands. Go see Earth Crisis. Go see like Hatebreed before they're gone. Like all these bands from my generation, from the 90s. Go see them. They're on tour. All these bands have gotten back together because hardcore is big again. Poison the Well and Converge are doing a tour. Wow, those are two really good bands. I know they're touring. Drain's always touring. Turnstile's always touring. Those are kind of my favorite newer artists for sure. All their music's good. Turnstile's really good. Hatebreed is amazing. Their early stuff is amazing. Their album Satisfaction is the death of that's not the name of their band. Their first Victory Records release, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Satisfaction is the death of desire, I think is what it's called. Unbelievably good. Their first 7-inch Under the Knife is just absolutely disgustingly good. Hatebreed, Earth Crisis was a band that was pretty similar to Hatebreed. Hatebreed was kind of like the new Earth Crisis. Earth Crisis is awesome. Research straight edge. I was straight edge back in the day for a long time, and straight edge and hardcore, so much fun. What other good hardcore bands are there? Where have we gone to see lately? We went and saw AFI. That was pretty mediocre. Those used to be one of the best bands in the world live. But AFI's gotten pretty funny over the years. No, I'm not still straight edge. I sold out straight edge in the year 2003, I think. I was quite a mess through the Hollywood Undead days with the drugs and alcohol. Not so much drugs, but alcohol, a lot of alcohol, a lot of driving my BMW M3 really fast on the freeway, and lots of stuff, girls, trouble. But no, you can't really. Straight edge is like a one-time thing. You can't really be straight edge and then not be straight edge, then call yourself straight edge again. You could call yourself drug free or whatever, but I'm not straight edge anymore. I am still vegan. I am vegan, very much vegan, and I definitely recommend everyone try a vegan diet. It'll make you stay younger longer. It will keep you in your prime longer, and you'll most likely live a little longer. And you won't kill a bunch of animals for no reason. I do not like Falling in Reverse, although I do appreciate what he's doing, because that's kind of what I wanted to do after Hollywood Undead, just kind of start a band and do whatever music, like metalcore, rap, fucking pop, like that was definitely what I wanted to do after HU. And I see that, what is that guy's name? Ronnie Radke. He's kind of a goober, but I dig what he's doing. I don't know if I'd listen to them. I know they play a lot. Holy crap, they play like every festival. Yeah, so hardcore music's pretty rad. And there's a lot more of the message. There's a lot more depth to the lyrics in hardcore. Personal growth and accountability and political stuff. It's not just kind of a bunch of jumbled up words put together that sound cool. Hollywood Undead. But yeah, I guess that's it. Unless you guys want me to watch anything, I'll be back again someday. Uncle Shady out. Peace.
Cheers to the people who did wake up and activate and become peers in the great work. Nothing but admiration and thanks. And this forced shadow work has not been for you. It has been for those who did not respond to the fucking call of freedom. And you guys already know that. I don't even need to repeat that. But I will say with my Vienna lager here, cheers to the people who really did the great work. The ones who really activated, the ones who spoke out, the ones who put the message of freedom publicly out into the world through the creation, the creative expression that came from within themselves to publish and communicate it to those in need of that knowledge. You're my brothers and sisters, and you're my peers in the great work, and thank you.